welcome. I am Gimba Umar. Tonight, President Buhari seeks increased partnership with Qatar as he hosts the country's leader at the presidential villa in Abuja. House of Representatives calls for the intervention of security agencies in the communal clashes in Wukari local government area of Taraba State. Acting Inspector General of Police orders arrest and prosecution of all persons involved in an attack on officers in Ogoja, Cross River State. And Sri Lankan authorities say the Islamic State may be behind Sunday's bomb blast that ripped through churches and hotels, killing over 300 people and wounded 500 others.
On business news tonight, President of the African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, meets President Buhari, briefs on activities and interventions of the AFDB in Nigeria.
On sports news tonight, Manchester City manager Pep Guardiola confirms midfielder Kevin De Bruyne will miss Wednesday's derby against Man United over muscular injury.
And from Abuja, once again, members of Islamic movement in Nigeria hit the streets of Abuja to demand the release of their leader, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaky.
The president is inviting Qatar to invest in Nigeria's petroleum, power, aviation, agriculture and railway sectors in order to boost ties between both countries. The invitation forms the basis of the discussions between President Muhammadu Buhari and the Emir of Qatar, who paid a visit to the president at the State House in Abuja today. President Buhari is also asking the Emir of Qatar to come to the aid of the more than 30 million people adversely affected by the shrinkage of the Lake Chad by recharging the lake with water from the Congo Basin. Ibrahim Adra reports.
The red carpet rolled out, military guard of honor mounted, and President Buhari on hand to receive the Emir of Qatar. It's a return visit coming after President Buhari made a similar visit in 2016. Ceremonies over. Then the two leaders and their delegation receded into the offices for bilateral talks. The conversations behind closed doors, it was learned, focus on investments in key sectors of Nigeria's economy. The president's spokesman Femi Adesina quotes President Buhari as saying, "We invite you to invest in our refineries, pipelines, power sector, aviation, agriculture, education and many others so that you can have your management here to oversee the investment. We need your expertise." The president also wants the resuscitation of the Lake Chad, the receding of which affects over 30 million people. President Buhari wants his guests to assist, as concerned countries cannot handle it alone. He said, quote, "We need help with the recharge of Lake Chad, as it is not a project that the concerned countries can handle alone. Recharging the lake will bring back fishing, farming, animal husbandry, and the youths won't be attracted by insurgency or illegal migration." Sheikh Hamad Al-Thani expressed delight to be in Nigeria, urging both countries to enhance bilateral relations as well as enhance economic ties. Now, there might be final details of agreement reached in this meeting, But how soon will Qatar put some of its Qatari riyals into the nation's economy, as well as assist in bringing back Lake Chad to life, should be of importance to the overall objectives of the Buhari administration. From the presidential villa, Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
The president is also concerned about the security situation in some parts of the country, and he's particularly worried about the yesterday killings in Gombe State. President Muhammadu Buhari says that he is deeply saddened over reports of the killings of the Christian youth during the Easter procession and the reprisal killing of the law enforcement official allegedly responsible for the tragic incident. Describing the violence as very unfortunate, the president extends his condolences to the families of the victims while wishing the injured speedy recovery. He also joins the Christian Association of Nigeria, Gombe State chapter, and the state government in appealing for calm. President Muhammadu Buhari decried the reckless driving as well as the mob action, saying, quote, "We must always be mindful of the peaceful action of others while resisting the urge to take the laws into our hands, notwithstanding the gravity of provocation." End of quote. The president commends the leadership of the police and the National Security and Civil Defense Corps, then the CDC, for steps taken in bringing the situation under control and promising further investigation into the sad incident. The security situation in the country is also getting attention from lawmakers in the House of Representatives, and they are already voicing their concerns on the need for security agencies to intervene in the escalating communal clashes unfolding in Wukari local government area of Taraba State. One of the lawmakers, Mr. Danjuma Sidi, drew the attention of other members of the House of Representatives on the worsening security situation in the local government. Our correspondent, Larry Lasisi, now reports.
It's the first plenary session in the House of Representatives as lawmakers return from the Easter break. The only motion considered has to do with communal clashes that affected 9 wards in Wukari local government area in Taraba State.
Also aware that in addition to the destruction of houses and infrastructure, including schools, health facilities, and even places of worship, several people have been killed in the internecine feud between the two tribal groups. Informed that, as at the last count, not less than 10,000 people have fled their homes and their foodstuff completely destroyed, and those rendering them as internally displaced persons.
From the contributions that follow, lawmakers are clearly concerned by the recurring crisis.
The history of this hostility, which presumably is over land resource utilization, to me, requires that we review the dispute resolution mechanism in addressing the Jukun-Thief conflict. I am aware some years back, a commission of inquiry was set up to investigate the Thief and Jukun crisis. And I'm also aware that that commission of inquiry submitted a report. The question that one is bound to ask is whether the recommendations of that commission of inquiry were implemented.
The issue is just beyond Thief and Jukuns. A lot is happening all over. Even tourists now are being killed in Kajuru. The Kajuru thing started as a small thing. And now, even international people who come, to enjoy themselves and imbue some of their hard-earned money here in Nigeria are now being scared.
The motion is adopted and security agencies are urged to increase their presence in the affected communities till peace is restored. The lawmakers also encourage the Benue and Taraba state governments to intensify peace efforts in the area. Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.
It appears the law enforcement agents can also be at the receiving end, as the Inspector General of Police, Muhammad Adamu, has ordered the arrest and prosecution of all persons involved in a deadly attack on police officers in the community in Cross River State. This is confirmed in a statement from the False Public Relations Officer, Mr. Frank Mba, who says that the officers were on a legitimate mission to arrest some suspected armed robbers and receivers of stolen vehicles. The statement says that the attack, which occurred on April 17, 2019 at the Ogoja community, was masterminded and executed by one Ikenga, a suspected receiver of stolen property, and his gang members. 4 police officers attached to IGP Intelligence Response Team, the IRT unit, were seriously injured. According to the statement, the police detectives have been investigating the case of a stolen Toyota Sienna bus reported by a church and had apprehended 4 suspects in connection with the theft. More stories now. The Lagos State Governor-elect, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, says that he is ready to defend his mandate before the State Governorship Electoral Petitions Tribunal. He said this at the premises of the tribunal sitting at the Lagos High Court, Ikeja, where he showed up today to sign a response to the 2 petitions challenging his victory in the March 9th poll. The governor-elect, who was accompanied by the deputy governor-elect, Mr. Obafemi Hamzat, and some other aides, expressed confidence that the tribunal would do its work well and he would win. Mr. Sanwo-Olu said that his administration will undertake numerous judicial reforms to aid speedy administration of justice in Lagos State. Now, barring any changes, the new Oshodi transport interchange will be open to the public come May the 2nd, 2019. The iconic structure, which attempts to give commuting from Oshodi a world-class experience, has only Terminal 3 of the 3-wing terminus nearing completion. Our correspondent Olu Phillips tells us more on the pace of work ahead of the President's visit.
If you've not been around Oshodi in a while, then you may need to update your landmarks because that axis is changing aesthetically. For many months, this project has been in the works, and not many are aware that this monument-like structure is called the Oshodi Transport Interchange. Tons of steel bars hooked up, large sheets of glass, several hours of manpower, and more deployed at the very place where Oshodi bus parks used to be situated. This 3-wing bus terminus is fast taking shape, perhaps more faster in anticipation of its scheduled commissioning. So what exactly do we have here? What will this structure serve, and for who?
Well, the project is designed to be iconic so that people can see and be attracted. You know, also you want to be able to draw people out of their car. You also want to give them something very nice, because the truth is that we have to get a lot more Lagosians to use public transport. And in order for us to do that, you must be able to provide something that is, very, affordable, something that is very comfortable, and something that is very reliable for them. And this is all essence of this project. Each terminal is fitted with 6 lifts, elevators, and 1 escalator. So in all, in this project, we have 18 lifts and 3 escalators on the project. So again, where any part of the terminal that you are, it's easy for you to move from one end to the other, depending on where you are traveling to.
From our findings, it's not likely the popular and own organized yellow buses will be using this facility. Though there's been efforts before now to introduce modern commuting experience, those aspirations are not a done deal yet. The vertical structure has been set up here because Lagos State wants people to commute safely, to commute to their various destinations in comfort and in style. Of course, beautiful buildings like this, beautiful structures like this are good to behold, nice to use. But the very big question will be, how will this gigantic structure be maintained?
Maintenance can go on if it's not properly done. But I believe that because this has come to stay, this has become part of Lagos icon, it has become part of Lagos skyline, so you cannot change that. So, and because of that, I believe Lagos State government definitely will put all it takes to make sure that this continues to serve the purpose for which it's designed.
The proponents of this project say upon completion, Terminal 1 will be dedicated to interstate travel, Terminal 2 for those headed to Lagos West, while 3 will be for Lagos East commuters. The skywalk, 159 meters long, connects the three-wing for ease of travel. Very well then, but how soon will this be completed? How soon will it be in use after commissioning by the president? Hopefully, it should address the chaos commonly associated with Oshodi and activities of its strongmen who daily rake in revenues through informal collections. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
Maintenance culture, a major concern for a lot of people. In part two, after the break, still ahead of President Buhari's visit to Lagos tomorrow, state government orders diversion of traffic to ensure hitch-free movement. Please stay with us.